I'm back. I'm back and I brought a friend.
Hello.
I brought wife. Wife is here. Wife is a therapist.
Yes.
And wife has a name.
Hannah. My name's Hannah.
And so she's a therapist, and that's her kind of her whole life. Usually when she comes home, I tell her to take off the therapy hat because I don't want to feel like I'm, talking to a therapist at the house. But for this one time, I need you to put on your therapy hat.
I can do that.
So this
Fresh
is
home from the office.
Yeah. This is a song called Hi Ren, by Ren, and I've heard this song, so this isn't a reaction for me. But if you guys know this song at all, you know that it's like a conversation between this guy and his subconscious, and it's heavy, it's badass, and I'm excited to see like the therapy version of this. I told her I wanted to do this song, and I don't know if she's excited or not, but I told her it's not metal. I said it's not metal. It is not metal. She doesn't have to hate me after this. But without further ado, we're gonna jump in. We are gonna be pausing. I'll have her like press the space bar to pause if she wants to like interject. So this one might be a little bit of a longer video, just because one, it's a long song, but I know the context of this video and she doesn't. So let's get it. I do have subtitles on.
It's like a horror video.
Like how the subtitles is foreign music.
I was just thinking that. It's a good start.
Oh, sorry. Immediately 30 seconds in. So his like backstory behind this, by the way, is he was misdiagnosed with depression and BPD. Bipolar.
Okay.
But he actually he has Lyme disease, and so he was like misdiagnosed for a long time. And I don't know if that's like what this song is about. I just think it's important because.
Do you know how long he was being treated for depression and
Nope.
bipolar?
No, that's what the good reactors do. They do research first.
Okay.
I saw that in a comment, so I can't even say that that's completely true. So.
Okay.
No, I did look that up. Okay. I think it was like 7 years.
That's a long time.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Hi there, Ran. It's been a little while. Did you miss me? You thought you buried me, didn't you? Risky. Cause I always come back. Deep down, you know that. Deep down, you know I'm always in periphery. Ran on your...
Yeah, I do.
You already wanna
I
say
do.
something.
Yeah, well, it's cool because I mean, obviously, just hearing that little piece of just that he was diagnosed with bipolar. It's interesting how he's talking right now because one of the things that we know about like a manic episode is that there's very rapid speech, like it's very, very fast. And so the initial part of talking to himself, I guess, is interesting because he's talking in a very high-pitched, fast voice, and that's what you see with mania. So it's just interesting that it starts with something like that, even just knowing that little bit. So
Yeah, so I thought you were going to say something about the way the guitar was being played, all like kind of weird and foreign as they described. And then it went into that classical strumming. But no, you went straight into the therapy. So yeah,
you
that's
told
cool.
me to be a therapist.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. No, what you said makes a lot of sense. I feel like this is going to be like when I did the reaction with Cody. And he's like telling me a bunch of stuff about guitars. And I'm like, yeah, that's exactly right.
The guitar playing is beautiful too. And it's just the voice, like I said, it's just very, very interesting. It's an interesting way of
I had heard this.
speaking.
I had heard this song on Spotify first, not with the visuals of it, and it was funky on Spotify, as you can imagine from hearing it now.
Yeah.
But then seeing the video, so I saw the video before I'm showing it to you, so I already knew this was coming. But it is really interesting the way he's like, it's kind of like that, like warping, like really like hard picking, plucking the strings, like really like forcing the guitar to play, and then he just goes into that like kind of soft strumming.
Yeah.
I thought that was really cool.
Yes.
Cause I always come back, deep down you know that, deep down you know I'm always in periphery. Rant on your pleased to see me, it's been weeks since we spoke bro, I know you need me. You're the sheep, I'm the shepherd, not your place to lead me, not your place to be biting off the hand that feeds me. Hi Bren, I've been taking some time to be distant, I've been taking some time to be still, I've been taking some time to be by myself since my therapist told me I'm ill. And I've been making some progress lately, and I've learned some new coping skills. So I haven't really needed you much, man. I think we need to just step back and chill. Ren, you sound more insane than I do. You think that those doctors are really there to guide you? Been through this a million times. Your civilian mind is so perfect to always being lied to. Okay, take another pill, boy. Drown yourself in the sound of white noise. Follow this 10-step program, rejoice. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate, this time is...
I love that. It's just, it's super cool seeing the difference in the affects. Just like I said, it's coming back the other way and kind of slowing down his talk and how he's talking about like the coping skills and that he's sick and all of that. It's just, that's a really cool way to approach what mental illness can look like, which I know again he's been misdiagnosed, but it's just kind of cool to look at this idea of the dichotomy of how you speak to yourself when you are not well versus when you're trying to be well.
Yeah, I think that's what the
even
whole
like
song's about.
Well, look at his expression, like he looks scared, right? Like that's the feeling you get just in the way that he's kind of leaning back while he's singing. But if you notice, like when he's doing his other, like he's already like leaning forward, so it's kind of a cool way to show the two different entities.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah, and from a vocal standpoint, when you lean back like this, you kind of stretch out your vocal cords, and it's easier to like create that like kind of smoother tone. But when you're hunched over like this, yeah, you can really squeeze it, and so it allows him to get that like kind of creepy, raspy voice, which is cool.
Different, man, trust me. All your problems will be gone. Fucking dumb boy. Nah, mate, this time is different, man, trust me. I feel like things might be falling in place, and my music's been kind of doing bits too. Like I actually might do something great, and when I'm gone, maybe I'll be remembered for doing something special with myself. That's why I don't think that we should talk, man. Cause when you're with me, it never seems to help. You think that you can amputate me? I am you, you are me, you are I am we are one. Split in two, that makes one, so you see. You gotta kill you if you wanna kill me. I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side.
That's
your
awesome.
music is private,
That is so
delusional
cool.
guy.
So, like I said, I'm coming from the therapist perspective.
Damn.
I love this because there's this particular type of therapy called IFS therapy, which is integrated family systems. And it talks about this idea of splitting when we've experienced different, it could be traumas, it could be ways of being, but the idea of splitting kind of talks about this idea of embracing different parts of ourselves. So it's very interesting that the part that's talking about splitting is, again, what I think is the rejected piece in the way that he's talking. So it's cool to look at it from that idea of you can't kill me because you're going to kill all of us. Just coming from the parts perspective of IFS, that's super fascinating. I love that idea.
I was gonna say like the same thing. So
You wanna kill me? I'm not leftover dinner, I'm not scraps on the side. Oh, your music is thriving, delusional guy. Where's your top 10 hit? Where's your interview with Oprah? Where are your Grammys, Ren? Nowhere. Yeah, but my music's not commercial like that. I never chase numbers, statistics or stats. I never write hooks for the radio, they never even play me, so why would I concern myself with that? But my music is really connecting, and the people who find it respect it. And for me that's enough, cause this life's been tough, so it gives me a purpose I can rest in. Man, you sound so pretentious. Ren, your music is so self-centered. No one wants to hear another song about how much you hate yourself. Trust me. You should be so lucky, having me inside you to guide you, remind you to manage expectations, provide you perspective. That thing you neglected, I get it. You wanna be a big deal, next Jimi Hendrix, forget it. Man, it's not like that. Man, it's just like that. I'm inside you, you twat. No, it's not, man, you're wrong. When I write, I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with his subconscious, Eminem did it. Played on guitar, Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need...
yeah, I thought that was really cool. I'm a therapist now too. So I thought it was really cool that kind of in this section, I'm gonna actually go back to here. So it's almost like his self-conscious is telling him like it doesn't matter, like it's it's always trying to hold you back. Like he's like, it doesn't matter how good you be, someone's already done it, better. This isn't an original concept.
Yeah.
You're never gonna be a top 10 hit or a Grammy.
Yeah.
And even whenever he's telling himself, no, it's okay, like that's not my goal, I just want to make music that resonates. And he's like, yeah, but even when you try to do that, you're just you're like, copying somebody else.
Yeah. And that this is a really, I think, universal concept in general for anything that we try to do that's kind of stretching our ability or trying to make us better, because imposter syndrome is very real. I quite frankly don't know many people who don't have imposter syndrome, right? At some point we question the quality of what we're trying to do, and this is a perfect, I think, example of that. Of it's unoriginal and no one's going to want to listen to it, and all of these different things. It's like, I mean, these are things that we say to ourselves about whatever it is that we're doing pretty easily. And so, yeah, looking at this idea of it's pulling all of these, what I'm guessing are just like the deepest fears associated with putting something vulnerable out there, like a song that you wrote. Like that, there's a lot of vulnerability there. It's cool to be able to look at it from the perspective of how he's kind of arguing with himself, but arguing specifically with the imposter syndrome.
Yeah, real reactor, who knows what they're doing, would probably have a lot more to say about that. But that was a joke about being imposter syndrome.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah, we're doing it.
I belong. Let me break the fourth wall by acknowledging this song. Ren sits down, has a stroke of genius. He wants to write a song that was not done previous. A battle with his subconscious. Eminem did it. Played on guitar. Plan B did it. Man, you're not original, you criminal rip-off artist. The pinnacle of your success is stealing other people's material. Ren, mate, we've heard it all before. She sells seashells on the seashore. Fuck you, I don't need you, I don't need to hear this. Cause I'm fine by myself, I'm a genius. And I will be great, and I will make waves. And I'll shake up the whole world beneath us. That's right, speak your truth, your fucking god complex leaks out of you. It's refreshing to actually hear you say it instead of downplay it. Music is all about the creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then.
Do you see how he's starting to get mad and he's leaning in instead of leaning away? His rational
like the good
self.
guy,
the good guy started as
leaning
leaning, and now he's leaning in.
No, I didn't notice that. Hold on, let me see.
Play.
When he says fuck you.
Yeah, when he
Music
says
is all
fuck
about
you,
the
he leans in.
creative process, and if people can find something to relate to within that, then that's just a bonus. Fuck you, I'ma fucking kill you, Ren. Well, fucking kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside.
See the way he did that when he said die? He said like instead of going in between either, he went right in the middle and he said die and then
kill me then, let's fucking have you, Ren. I'ma do it, watch me prove it. Who are you to doubt my music? Cause I call the shots, I choose if you die. Yeah, I call the shots, and so I choose who survives. I'll tie you up in knots when I lock you inside. Newsflash! I was created at the dawn of creation. I am temptation. I am the snake in Eden. I am the reason for treason, beheading all kings. I am sin, with no rhyme or reason. Son of the morning, Lucifer, Antichrist, father of lies. Mephistophelies, truth in a blender, deceitful pretender, the banished avenger, the righteous surrender. When standing in front of my solar eclipse, my name is stitched to your lips. So you see, I won't bow to the will of a mortal, feeble and normal. You wanna kill me? I'm eternal immortal. I live in every decision that catalyzes chaos, that causes division. I live inside death, the beginning of end. I am you, you are me, I am you, friend.
I love that. It talks about this, I mean, because he's just naming all of these awful things, these evil things, right? And he's being so mean. And then at the end, he says, I'm your friend. And that is just the perfect, to me, the perfect example of how it feels when we're fighting with that inner voice that is just incredibly negative and abusive oftentimes, right? Whether we got it from previous experiences or it's something that builds out of anxiety or what have you. But at the end of it, it's like, I am the only one that's trying to save you. I'm your friend. When in reality, it's the enemy. So I love at the end of that, it says, I'm your friend. That's cool.
I am you, you are me, I am you, friend. been taking some time to be distant. I've been taking some time to be still. I've been taking some time to be by myself, and I've spent half my life ill. But just as sure as the tide starts turning, just as sure as the night has dawned, just as sure as the rainfall soon runs dry when you stand in an eye of a storm. I was made to be tested and twisted. I was made to be broken and beat. I was made by his hand, it's all part of his plan that I stand on my own 2 feet. And you know me, my will is eternal. And you know me, you've met me before. Face to face with a beast, I will rise from the east and I'll settle on the ocean floor. And I go by many names also. Some people know me as hope. Some people know me as the voice that you hear when you loosen the noose on the rope. And you know how I know that I'll prosper? 'Cause I stand here beside you today. I have stood in the flames that cremated my brain, and I didn't once flinch or shake. So care of the man I've become when I sing from the top of my lungs. That I won't retire, I'll stand in your fire, inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise.
I know it's not. But there's something that sounds reggae about that. It's like the way this is being played sounds like it's on like. She almost just like a cat pissed off on a countertop, just almost knocked off the can off the desk. She's like, I don't know, it's not my office. Fuck this place.
I caught it. We're good.
But yeah, the way he's singing it reminds me of like yeah, just like kind of reggae, like the pain in his voice, and I like reggae.
Yeah,
music,
I got that thought too. It's,
Fire inspire that me to be strong. And when I am gone, I will rise in the music that I left behind. Ferocious, persistent, immortal like you, we're a climate to different side. When I was 17 years old, I shouted out into an empty room, into a blank canvas that I would defeat the forces of evil. And for the next 10 years of my life, I suffered the consequences, with autoimmunity, illness, and psychosis. As I got older, I realized there were no real winners and there were no real losers in psychological warfare, but there were victims and there were students. It wasn't David versus Goliath. It was a pendulum, eternally swaying from the dark to the light. And the more intensely that the light shone, the darker the shadow it cast. It was never really a battle for me to win. It was an eternal dance. And like a dance, the more rigid I became, the harder it got. The more I cursed my clumsy footsteps, the more I struggled. So I got older, and I learned to relax, and I learned to soften, and that dance got easier.
You know what's cool about what he was saying there about like it's not David and Goliath. It's it's not like the brighter the sunshine, like the bigger the shadow, right? It's everyone always talks about like good versus evil, right? All the stories I like, right? Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, like it's always good versus evil. But in reality, it's more like a balanced equation, or it's like a yin and yang symbol or something, right? Like there's always going to be both, and there kind of needs to be both, because good is like a moral standard that opposes evil. So there's not good unless there is evil, and vice versa.
And we're not inherently one or the other. So the idea of embracing all of yourself means that you get to inherently be more of yourself.
It's also fascinating that he decided to just speak this like a
Yeah.
poem.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, and it's interesting too. I mean, it's, some of my what I specialize in is trauma. I do a lot of trauma and PTSD and EMDR, if anybody's familiar with that. That's what I do mostly. And medical trauma is very real. And the battle with the body against the mind is it's exhausting. And so the idea that, you know, he battled these two things and then had to learn how to relax and to soften and to work with it, on top of the trauma of what's going on with me. Why is my body not working with my brain the way it's supposed to? It's intense, and it's an intense process. So getting to a place where not only can you work with it, but also express it in this way is commendable.
Yeah. This whole last verse is really cool.
Yeah.
It is this eternal dance that separates human beings from angels, from demons, from gods. And I must not forget, we must not forget, that we are human beings.
You also get the Peaky Blinders feel at the end, or what? Was that just me? I was like, man, you don't piss this guy off. I know the brothers, like, you don't do it.
Yeah.
No, that was so cool.
That was good. That was really good. I had this coworker at the first job that I had that talked about with her patients, and she did such a good job. But she talked about the idea of the difference between a human being and a human doing. And the idea that if we're just going through the motions, we're not a human being anymore, we're a human doing, and we have to relearn what it means to be a human being. So that's exactly what I thought of, the whole idea of, you know, embracing the dark and the light and just being with ourselves. It's cool that I doubt that's what he meant, but that's definitely what
No, he knew your friend. You know, he knew your friend. They're probably the same circles. Same circles.
I'm sure. Yes.
North Texas, UK.
Definitely the same person.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Same human doings. Yeah, overall, what was your take on the song? Like, I don't know, like, obviously it's not your like type of music, right? But like, from, if you take the musicality out of it and just the message behind it.
Yeah.
For me, I thought it was really interesting going from that, like sort of the ebbs and flows of like, all right, this guy's really in a good place. Like, he was really trying to fight this, you know, the bad part of him away. And it seemed like he had a lot of the tools to do so. And then, like you said, he started getting mad, started slipping away. He started like fighting back into a point where it just like blew up.
Yeah.
And then he said, no, you don't win. And then he stopped playing guitar, and just like the final verse was very like uplifting and like motivational. And he's like, I can do this. I was made to be broken. I was made to be beaten.
Yeah.
And so I thought that was a really cool, just the whole story being told.
Yeah.
I love when a song tells a story like that.
Yeah. Yeah. It was cool watching the split come together, and then you can kind of get little bits of all of it as it comes together. So I think that was the thing that I liked about it the most, is just the integration of self, so to speak. And just the idea of what it's like to fight different pieces of ourselves and argue with different pieces of ourselves. And finally, when you create the embrace of it, and you embrace and lean into all parts of yourself with curiosity instead of fighting it, it really does kind of change the name. And it feels like that's what he was trying to go for. So it's a cool representation of like, look where I am now. And after, again, knowing very little about what he's experienced, it's pretty amazing to be able to wrap up that experience into something that people can literally experience for themselves in the video. So I like that.
Yeah, this was probably the biggest like breakdown that I've done on my channel, because typically I just listen to the song, I'll pause a couple times and be like, that was cool, and then keep going. And so this was probably the biggest like breakdown on the channel.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoy having Hannah kind of break down some of these types of songs. She does not like metal. You guys will not get me to get her on a song for any of that.
I appreciate it.
As much as I would love to get her reaction to like Hannah BA or something, she will not. So if there's other songs like this that have like a really good emotional story behind it, that specifically a therapist's mind would be an interesting perspective to hear, yeah, make those recommendations. But I promise she won't listen to baby metal. She won't listen to any of the fun metal bands. She won't listen to any of that. But give me some more stuff like this. This was really cool.
Yeah.
And clap it up for Hannah. Yeah.
I'm happy to be here.
She's just happy to be here. All right. Well, until next time, I'll see you.